Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Tuesday, which means it is time for another Nozz watches Madoka Magica. So on the on the last episode, I will never get over that. Like that video is like 10 years old. Fuck Jesus. On the last episode of Madoka, we went back to the gotcha game squad, and it looks like Iroha is back alive. She lost it, but now she has found it, because now she's alive inside the Sakura tree Uwasa. Or maybe she's not. Who knows? All I know is that not Akemi almost lost it, she didn't lose it, and she attempted homicide, as you do. But let's get in here and let's see how much of it she finds, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go! It's hot as shit in here. I'm sorry. Oh boy, I just got done with like a 3-hour stream, and it is hot as shit in here. Holy Christ! It's just full of carbon dioxide. And how did that make a new rumor happen? Okay, but why though? But why though? Why is it the baby Kubi's fucking... Why is it the baby Kubi's thing sounds like it's saying a swear word? What the fuck? What's going on today, baby Kubi? Fuck you! Oh, boy. Thank you, baby Kubi. Very cool. I forgot what I was gonna say now. Shit, I actually had a thing I was gonna say, and now it's gone. Oh yeah, like... okay, so, from what I can tell, right, the Magias makes the Uwasas. The Uwasas lure in normies, and either kill or enslave them, or do something, and the Magias then use the energy from that to then stop themselves from becoming witches, or to tame witches, or something like that. Right? Like, I feel like this is the downside of having a story based on a gacha game. Like, don't get me wrong, Genshin Impact is fine. Girls Frontline is probably my favorite gacha game of all time. But I would never say that those are fucking narrative tour de forces. Holy shit. I would never... Girls Frontline story is basically non-existent. It's, hey, collect cute girls modeled after guns. Now send them to go fight robots. Cool. Well done, Commander. Come on, Yachio, we haven't all been brainwashed by an evil Madoka cult. Come on! It's time... Oh boy, what's the bet in this, this turns into nightmare fuel, huh? Iroha, wake up, it's 2007. Halo 3 just launched, come on. What? Madoka, witches? Baby Kubis? What are you talking about? There it is! There's the nightmares! Okay, so is this a hallucination or now I know it's a dream. Bon Bonsai's food is the fifth best in this place at best. So is this a memory or did we just flash forward somehow? Oh, it's a dream. It's a dream. It's what if Iroha's friend didn't abandon her and actually joined the team? All right then, fair enough. But why does it have that power though? Eat your dream eggs, Yachio, you sack of shit. The one who promised not to die and fucking lied. Really? Are we gonna spend this whole fucking episode, like, just... I really hope this isn't another... a fucking... I hope this isn't a fucking, like, dream thing. It's because they built the fucking thing, that's why. Text. Sample text. Bottom text. Like, these are like the top people in Magia, so they not. How does Yachio not know that? If she's been causing such trouble with them the entire time. Iroha doesn't remember what her sister looks like, so she made her a bear. This is the universe where Iroha doesn't have a sister, just schizophrenia. I see. Yeah. And her dream also fills what her sister looks like, and it's a bear. Which means it's time to murder everyone. There you go. What kind of wish do you need to make with an incubator in order to get the ability to rend reality like that? Jesus. Oh my god. And I'm not talking about this dream world, I'm talking about the creation of Uwasas in general. Like, what would your wish need to be to have your power be, I want the ability to create essentially mini witches? Turns out the leaves on that Eternal Sakura, they're just tabs of LSD. You're gonna stay in this dream and die, fuck you. What happens if Iroha wakes up and Kuroe gets stuck inside the dream, though? And why are you listening to her, though? Hey, there she is! You fool, Yachio! You've been bamboozled, you moron! So how many Kyubeis are there, though? Like, does every witch have a Kyubei that hangs out with them? And they all share, like, a consciousness? Or does Kyubei just bounce between witches? Bounce between magical girls just as she finds it funny? Damn. Iroha's brain really ran a balance patch on reality, huh? Increased drop rate of grief seeds to a ridiculous level. I imagine if you stabbed the shit out of that teddy bear that she pretends is her sister pretty hard, I imagine you'd probably do it. It's like, hey, Iroha, watch this cool shit. Oh, I guess homicide was the answer. Wow. How long how long until Kuroe goes insane and can't tell the reality from the dream anymore? I mean, they're magical girls, so it's not like they can die of old age. Do magical girls need to eat? Like that's actually a question. Do magical girls need to eat, or do they just do it because it's a thing to do? Like, what level of immortality do they have? Or is it like Guardians in Destiny, where like they can starve to death, but their ghost will just bring them back? Like, I know, like, the soul gem doesn't bring them back, but like, so long as their soul gem's around, they can live, right? Because they have like increased healing and whatever. Like, the way she's holding those, it's just like, it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Are you happy in this made up dream world where you're all gonna die? Yeah, she's a magical girl protagonist. She's not allowed to have any hopes and dreams. She's there to be a pure being and have nothing problematic about her whatsoever. Stab the bear. Stab the fucking bear! See, I bet if you murdered the shit out of that bear, it'd snap her out of it at the very least. Make her a little more lucid. She's not even trying to destroy it. It's because she doesn't know what she looks like. Like... Like, how can she visualize what her sister looks like if she has no concept of what she is? Seriously, if, like, I get it's her dream, but she's kind of like a cosmic god at this point. Stab it. Stab the fuck out of it. There we go. Okay. Now it's time for phase 2 of the boss fight. I do like how when she starts turning into a doppel, she gets like a blindfold. That's cool because she literally got blinded by her wish. Like she can't visualize or remember her sister's appearance at all. At least the doppel's doing his best. Come on now. See there, see? That is kind of fun though, like the fact that the doppel isn't inherently bad, it's just trying to protect its host. It's technically a symbiotic relationship, it's just going way overboard. It's overprotective. And you dipshits probably should not have come anywhere near this Iwasa. Hmm. What if wasn't Kuroe sent here by Ui though? Like all she'd have to go is be like, "Wait, no, Tamaki, hey, I know where your sister is. So I can take you to her. Come on now. I can tell you how she's doing." Like, would that not just solve the fucking problem? Be like, "Oh, well, I guess I no longer need this stupid fucking teddy bear then." I like how she can use her ability to conjure staves to just make a staircase. I love, like, novel uses of powers like that. Just, like, it's stupid, but it makes sense when you think about, like, how the power works. Mommy could technically do that with her guns as well, because she has the same kind of power. I imagine that Sayaka could probably do it too with her swords. Yeah, don't break the promise, idiot. Oh hey, it's the gotcha mechanic of combining magical girls. That still doesn't make a ton of sense in universe. It's literally only here for the stupid fucking gotcha game. Uh And note, I'm saying stupid fucking gotcha game in the most polite way possible. I don't have, like, the biggest love for gotcha, if I'm gonna be honest. It's mostly stopped me from spending thousands of dollars on it. Hey, you're still, like, at least a 10-minute bus ride, alright? Don't count it yet. You just had to have the respawn, you know? Like, bib, 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 beep. Alright, time for Kuroe to leave and never return, like she did for almost the entirety of the first season. And then they kissed. Alright, so... Is it gonna make people mad when I say that this season so far hasn't been as good as the first one? And nowhere near as good as the first Madoka Magica or Rebellion? Wasn't there a new Madoka movie coming out? Did that ever happen? Or did the Rona, like, get rid of it? Like, I know there was a new one. Like, I know there was a new Madoka movie. Like announced or something, like, a while ago, and I never heard anything else. Like, it's part of the reason why I redid Rebellion. I mean, this ending thing is pretty nice, I guess. Ugh. But yeah, like, I hope this isn't, like, a hot take, but yeah, like, I don't really care as much for this, like, spin-off, I guess. Yeah, you know, like, oh. Okay, well, there's Madoka with nothing. Alright, fair enough. Okay, so I honestly, I don't, like, I think, like, the stuff with Madoka and the original crew are a lot more interesting than, like, anything that Iroha and Yachio and or these other people are doing. Like, the first season, like, got me a little hyped for them, and I enjoyed them doing what they're doing, but now it's like the team's all broken up. It's just Yachio and Iroha, and I would argue that they are probably the weakest members of the crew. like character wise, not like power wise, because I can't really speak to that. Um, it's like when they were just going around meeting other magical girls and collecting them all and getting them in the house. It's like, hey, we got a little slice of life stuff and it's cute and it's and yeah. But like then you get to like the actual overarching plot stuff and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can sit through this if I get more, of the stuff I actually like. Yeah, no, bang bang, like the Magia stuff it's vague, if that makes sense. Like it's not like okay. So to compare this to Madoka Magica, which is a show that I still really, really love and sticks out in my head and still is one of the few anime that has like a permanent place up here, right? Like one of the few animes that I'm like, oh yeah, no, beginning to end, I know exactly how this went. And like I said, there are very few that do. Like Overlord is there, Konosuba is there, Tanya is there, and like a few others, but like not very many. And like Madoka is one of them for a reason. Like Madoka is that you stop and it's like, oh, there's witches and there's the magical girls and da, 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 da. And then they become magical girls and it's like, oh fuck, we need to survive because fuck, mommy just died. This is not as cool as we thought. Jesus fuck, oh god, oh fuck. Like Madoka is trying to stop being a magical girl and also look at all her friends are, doing shit. And then you've got like, oh yeah, no, Walpurgis Night is gonna happen. So you've got that like as a big looming thing. Like, get ready for Brazilian Night, motherfucker. Let's go. And like you have an established threat. That threat has a scale. Then you have a sub threat in the form of Akemi, in that they don't really know what her deal is. And then it's like, oh, and now here's Sakura. Sakura's here to be a threat and show that being a magical girl kind of fucking sucks. And you got, oh hey, Kyubey is actually fucking evil and tricking people into becoming magical girls so it can stave off entropy or whatever. And like you have clear established threats with clear established scales. There's like, like you look at the enemy and you're like, right, I know what that is. And later when they're turned out to like, no, these guys aren't like actual enemies, they kiss and make up in the case of like Sakura showing up and being a piece of shit, and Sayaka turning evil, and etc. etc. Like the scope is explained, the scope is known, and the threat is known. Magia, like, and that like gives the story a decent bit of grounding. Like you can have a mystery villain, but you need to have some sort of scope, and that's why mystery villains are really, really hard to do. And even in shows where you have a mystery villain, you still need to have some sort of villain that has a scope. So like you can be like, okay, look at this guy. Ooh, he's big and shiny. Yeah. It's like I'm trying to think of like a something that did a mystery villain well. Like something that everyone would know as well. I guess the best mystery villain I can think of, like off the top of my head right now, is probably in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, right? And I know, like, trash tween book written by a TERF, I know, but the villain twist in that one is done decently well, right? So you have your overarching conflict in the overarching scope, right? You've got the Triwizard Tournament. Harry is in it. Harry has to compete against people that are infinitely more skilled in magic than him to compete in this task. And if he doesn't, I don't know. There's never really explained like what happens if he doesn't, but it's implied to be bad. Like it's required to be done by law, and there's a binding magic on it or whatever, right? So that's fine, right? So there's your known scope. There's this death game you have to participate in and try and win, and it's got all these puzzles. In the background, you've got the mystery villain of how's Voldemort gonna fuck with it this time, because Voldemort always fucks with it. But then that's the obvious mystery villain. But then you have like the the stuff with the Marauders, with like the not the Marauders map. Why am I? Then you've got like the stuff is like, oh, who put Harry's name in the Goblet of Fire? There's somebody in Hogwarts who's being a problem. Who could it be? Oh, geez. Oh, fuck. Like, if you are relatively intelligent and reading it, you're like, okay, that's probably the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Probably. But, like, at the time if you're in the demographic to be reading it, you're like, oh, geez, oh, fuck. Because a lot of kids back then have pretty poor pattern recognition skills. So, and Alistair Moody is hyped up throughout the entire fucking book as, like, this big dick, amazing Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, right? So, it probably doesn't clock in a lot of people's minds, especially because he's so helpful to Harry the entire way through. But then, so you have your established threat, established scope, big mystery threat in the background. There's like, oh, how's this going to happen? Ooh, and it's got a definite threat, definite scope as well. It's a mystery, but definite scope in that it's fucking Voldemort, Wizard Hitler. And then you've got unknown quantity, unknown scope. And that works. And so, like, while you're in the back of your head trying to figure out, like, the two mystery things, you've got the overarching thing that you know the scope of, you know the threat right there, and boom, it works. That's how a mystery threat is supposed to work. Like you either give it a scope or you give us something that we can focus on in the front of our heads and spend other brain power on the mystery. Here, the Magius, we know what they say their goal is. We know vaguely what they're doing. We don't know how they're doing it. We don't know why they're doing it. And we don't know what the effects are. So we got no scope. We barely have, like, a person behind it. We barely have a modus operandi. We've got nothing for them. And yet they're being treated as this big overarching threat, and it's just like, I don't give a shit. If you don't give enough of a shit to tell me why I should think they're the bad guys, then why you expect me to give enough of a shit to actually take them as a threat? Like, the first season did this pretty well because you had, like, the little mini things. Like, each Oasa was its own self-contained little conflict with its own designated scope. Like, the staircase is making people's friends disappear. The shrine is making people, like, disappear by luring them in like an anglerfish. Like the radio tower is like, oh, it's a mystery broadcast. It's like hijacking radio stations and there's an AI in it. Ooh, what's going on with that? Like, little self-contained threats with their own self-contained scopes, and yes, there's a puppet master above, but you don't really need to give that much of a shit about the puppet master because they're just they're for season 2. We're in season 2 now, and we've spent 3 episodes knowing fucking nothing. Like, Jesus. Like, it's frustrating, and I really, really hope that, like, I'm getting my point across and not coming across too rambly. I'm really not liking this season so far. Like, I don't really give a fuck about Iroha. I don't give a fuck about Yachio. I barely give a fuck about all of the other magical girls. Like, I like their designs and a few of their personalities, and that's about fucking it. Like, I like them in a slice of life capacity. Versus the Madoka crew, where, like, I really like Madoka because she's basically been thrust into this. She is the epitome of the character taken out of a normal life and thrust into an extraordinary life for reasons she barely fucking knows in multiple ways. She sees magical girls, thinks that's cool. Hey, I'd maybe want to be a magical girl. Kyubey is like, hey, be a magical girl. Do it. Sayaka, who becomes a magical girl and is Madoka's best friend. Hey, I need your help, Madoka. I'm too weak. Do it. You've got Akemi, who is unfortunately also pushing her into being a magical girl, even though she's trying to do the opposite. And it's like, do it. And then you have her own guilt and, like, desire to help people as a character, pushing her into doing it. You got Sayaka, the person who becomes a magical girl for the wrong reasons. And by the way, the show outright says it's the wrong reasons. Being a magical girl and making your wish for someone else is the wrong reason. Like, and so she winds up regretting it the entire way through and dying. And then you have Mami, who is a magical girl for a long time, like, and is fucking lonely and wants more magical girls, despite the fact that it will drag people into her own personal hell. So, she's conflicted there. You've got Sakura, someone who is basically Sayaka, except she's come to terms with her scenario and has to slowly learn to trust other people again and not be a shit. And then you have Akemi, the one who's who's basically on speedrun mode. Because she's done this, she's on her 100th rewatch. Like, these characters I care a lot more about because I like their personalities, I like their designs, I like their powers, but I also like how their personal arcs go and how the fact they mirror each other. Akemi mirrors Madoka, fuck it, and also Mami a little bit. Friggin', like, it's weird, it's like a, the mirror's in like a weird, like, triangle. I don't fucking know how that one works. Reflections, whatever. And then Sayaka mirrors Sakura, which is why I refer to Sakura as her last name, because it helps reinforce that. Like, it's a really good method of storytelling, and it's a really good way to have individual character arcs that basically come together to make the show as good as it is. The arcs here do not exist because there's too fucking many. There's too fucking many characters. You like, either everyone has an arc and you've got so many different character threads to keep track of and just boom, 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 or you focus on a few characters and you wind up having most of your cast not fucking matter. It doesn't, like, Iroha, oh, I have to find my sister, also I have the personality of a dish rag, oh fuck. Yachio, I became a magical girl and as a result everyone around me is cursed to die. Also, I have the personality of a dish rag. Like fucking the shield girl. Oh, I got, like, everyone pretended I didn't exist, so I made a wish so I didn't exist. And then I spent my life in a radio tower, and also I have a personality of a slightly wetter dish rag, so I'm a little more interesting in that way. Like a lot of these characters are really, really one note and not being used. The most, like, deep one of them is the lolly with the hammer who hates witches because they burned her fucking family to death. That's the one. That is the only one that has any real depth, and she's barely fucking in this series except as a goddamn fucking hallucination. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, oh god, like, I don't know. Like, I'm hoping that, like, this season we'll get more and more of Madoka and her crew, because they got pre-established shit that we can coast off of, and them coming to rescue Mami will be a bit of a reprieve, right? And hopefully, a little bit of that will rub off on the quote-unquote main cast, and we'll have them be a little more interesting, because I really like them in a slice-of-life format. Good thing about slice of life format is you don't need in-depth character arcs, because them hanging out and going to get fucking coffee biscuits at the cafe, that's good enough. That's interactions, that's personalities interacting and growing. You don't need to force them through a fucking witch fight in order to make it happen, but you could probably put one in there and have it tie into the slice of life and it'd be fine. And that was a decent strength of the first season. But also, it's part of the reason why the first season wasn't very fucking memorable. Just... Magia Record is just an inferior Madoka Magica, and I hate it, because I love Madoka, and I love more of this franchise. But I want it done well, and I understand that the weakness is that they've got to shove in so many fucking characters, because every magical girl that shows up in the freaking gacha game has to show up. I know that. I know that's a thing. That's the gimmick. It's a big fucking advertisement for the gacha game. I get it. But you could make a good show too. Like, for example, like, I think I made this example actually at the end of season 1, because I was starting to see the same issues. Like, if I were to make a show about Girls Frontline, right, I wouldn't have every gun show up. I'd have, like, maybe the ones that I think fit, like, my writing style personality-wise. So I would have Wellrod show up, Lee Enfield, AK-47 as comic relief, maybe put Single Action Army in as, like, the Yeehaw America, like, character, and maybe bring in, like, the Type 90 for some, for the Japanese, like, have that be, like, have Type 90 be the American character, because that's, like, the Japanese gun. You know, and that would be it, right? You'd have them be the main people, have each of them have arcs, and then maybe the other guns show up, but they show up as supporting characters, maybe an episode, maybe they show up later, but they are not important. But everything would be focused on them as a fire team doing whatever the fuck the story of Girls Frontline is. Yeah, or you could just make it a strict slice of life show, which should be just as good and probably better. If anything, making a full-on drama based on a gacha game is the dumbest fucking idea possible. Like, because the stories are not strong enough on their own. Like, a magical girl slice of life show? That'd be fun. That's basically what magical girl shows used to be in the first place. It'd be a nice throwback to the old, like, Sailor Moon shit, but you could throw the Madoka twist on it. You know, like, because the big thing about Madoka was it was a magical girl show with an extended, long time, like, epic plot, right? Like, well, extended, like, it was like 13 episodes, but you get what I mean. The movies add to it, right? Apply the same, like, twists and fucking genre fuckery that the main series did to a slice of life format, and you could probably make something really unique and really fun. And you could put as many fucking magical girls from the gacha game as you want. Oh, is a new fucking like unicorn magical girl showing up? Oh boy, okay, have her show up around for tea. Oh boy. Here we go. Didn't even have to try that hard. We've advertised. So throw gems into the new card. Whales, let's go. Fucking, you know, something like, I don't fucking know. It's not that hard. And, like, this show is floundering fucking hard. And I don't want it to, because it's got Madoka in it. And I like Madoka. She's one of my favorite anime characters. God damn it. But, hey, next episode's probably going to have her in it. So, hey, maybe next one will be better. But right now, we are, like, coasting on, like, a hard 7 out of 10 for me. And that's bad, because for me, 5 is the worst. Anything below that becomes so bad it's good. So technically it's a -5 to 5 scale, and we're at a 2. Like, But yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got. So let me know what you thought of this down there in the comments. Sorry I rambled for so long, so I'll keep this quick. If you want more content from me, then I do try and post anime every single day at around noon, and I try and stream every single day at around 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I believe on the day this goes up, we're going to be playing Yakuza Kiwami. I hope to see you there. That'll be linked on the end card. If you want to support the channel monetarily, you can also do so through Patreon or Streamlabs, which is linked down in the description. Big thank you to everyone who does that. You guys are the best. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. So as always, I am Nozz, and I'll see you in the next video. But most importantly of all, become a trash mammal today, and I will see you a real